I know that a lot of people have a lot of things to say, good and bad, about Guy. And I'm sure that Sharise, you'll say something afterwards. I'll be the master of ceremonies. I've known Guy for about 40 years.
But has he known you?
No, you haven't, because until you were about 4 you didn't recognize anybody.
I still don't recognize you as my father. The first time I found out Guy was retiring was when I received an email from Deline congratulating him on his retirement. The first time I heard about this tea was when I received an email from Deline telling me about this tea. So Guy's not the best at communication.
What I didn't know about it until I got an email from the
He's going to retire.
I think that the profession is far better off without Guy. Certainly the group. You're not going to get broadcasts over your phones anymore about, what were some of the broadcasts that you got?
Don't remember.
You're not going to get Guy walking into your chambers dressed as a tea lady with a balloon tied to him while you're trying to consult with clients. You're not going to get placement of certain materials in the tea room anymore that may titillate people, let's put it that way. So we are much better off with Guy gone. But in all seriousness, I think that, certainly from my perspective, that I say that this as his son, but I think everyone can agree. He's the type of person that his door was always open for juniors, for people who wanted his advice, wanted to drink a whiskey, wanted just a friendly shoulder to cry on. There was always Guy's door open for you. Some people only made it into the profession because Guy stuck their necks out for them. And jokes aside, the profession is a lesser place. Aside from his competency, which everyone can agree that for years and years and years, and you just need to read Dichan Masaneke's book about one of the busiest motion court practitioners in the country. But the personality, the fun, the joie de vivre that Guy brought to the bar, and I think everyone will agree to say we will miss him a lot, and that he's going to irritate the hell out of my mother, but congratulations. Cheers.
Cheers, guys.
Anyone else? Who's known Guy the longest? Dennis.
I think it's the end of an era for us. All the things you've said are correct. It's the end of an era for the bar, the group, and the profession. And certainly Guy will have to move on. Hopefully, like old soldiers who don't die, he also won't fade away. So just be with us, and we'll always think of you. And come and have coffee and tea and torment the juniors.
Tell you one thing about Guy. When I was group leader, we had an internal email system. Disaster. Guy kept on posting salacious messages. Eventually I had to say to him, Guy, you are banned from this. I'm taking your name off. And that's him.
It would depend then. He would then print what he wanted to say and put it under people's doors. So you would walk in the morning, open your door, and there, my God, it was something really but I think Guy's matured a little bit now, because he doesn't know how to use the printer anymore.
God forbid.
Well, thank God, well, I don't know if it's called bad, but the group's now got jury. Which is, bad, which does sort of continue a little bit of the irreverence that Guy had left. I met Guy virtually on my first day at the bar when I went up to introduce myself to Lionel Weinstock, and those of you who are my age will remember Lionel Weinstock. I had longer hair, it was down here, and it was blonde at the time. I was 24 years old, And I went up and long time ago, I went up and Weinstock said to me, "You look like somebody who could be in another profession where they call you fluffy." So for the woman at the bar, that's how one starts. And I went downstairs and it was Guy, Dennis, Mark Gottlieb and Hiram Slombitz. I said, "That man called me fluffy." And that was it. For those of you who know me very well, that is my nickname. I've been called that. My family calls me that. My son, my grandchildren. My one grandchild calls me Flushy, which is something. I don't know how he knows, but apparently he does. So that's when I met Guy. And I must say, my years at the bar were made easier. I was Guy's junior on numerous occasions. We had to go to what's that place called? Peter Maritzburg once for a mad
That's where she met Brian Cooper.
Yes, that's where I met the also salacious and infamous Brian Cooper. And over the years, I worked a lot with Guy. It was Guy, Dennis and Alan Horwitz who would bring me into matters, even though I was a woman. They seemed to somehow pretend that I wasn't. The attorney somehow fell for it. And then over the years, Guy he's really been a breath of fresh air because a lot of people in this profession take themselves much too seriously. I think one needs to take one's work seriously, but one's life not so seriously. And I think Guy had a combination of that and has always helped us to laugh, has always helped to make things lighter, has always brought a bottle of something into someone's office at some point in time and said, "Let's have it." Has really made, really for me, and it's been quite a while, but still for me, made life at the bar so much better. As far as I recall, during COVID, I was invited to Guy's retirement party. Online.
This is an Indian wedding of the time.
The interesting thing was that Guy was like, "Where did Jory get this from that I'm retiring?" Suddenly someone was sweeping him out the door. Guy had no knowledge of it. As far as he was concerned, he was still going to practice before he ended all that.
I needed a chambers. I needed to kick him out.
But it was a lovely party that, online. And I didn't know about this until Mr. Mark Cook told me that, "Why don't we'll see you on Friday." I said, "For what?" And he said, "For Guy's retirement party." I said, "Oh, didn't know that. Can I just pitch?" He said, "You are the mother of the group, so do so." So here I am, I just pitched. So another retirement party. We went out for dinner last night. Guy and Shirley and Dennis and Irene and myself and Daryl, and Guy never said a word, so I thought, well, this is a big surprise. But he knew about it, he just never bothered to tell anyone. When I asked Dennis said, "Oh, is there?" He also wasn't so aware because Deline, I think you should realize that at that age they don't read their emails. They kind of get these things and they go, "Oh God," and they just ignore them. So they need carers or curators to sort of take it to their underline, time, date, venue, etc. Anyway, Guy, please don't drive Shirley mad. She's got enough problems at the moment for you to just...
Doesn't need me to drive her mad. She's
You've played an enormous part in making her mad. So maybe you can now try to relax a bit more, to play with the dogs who snore and who drive Shirley mad, and garden or do something that will keep your mind active, because we'd hate to see you going over bottle when you decide that this is enough.
That ship has sailed.
Well, no, you semi, but let's not let it go. So, everybody, it's been an unbelievable privilege in my life knowing Guy, working with him, having holidays with him and Shirley, and the group I'm sure will miss you, the bar will miss you. You've been an absolute asset to the profession, and I will make sure I don't miss you because I'll just stay in your life.
That's the way it should be.
Thanks.
Gavin, didn't Guy strip at the SCA outside the court with you, or have two wrong shoes or something
Two
like
wrong
that?
shoes.
No, two wrong shoes was something else.
The two right, so Guy developed over the years a distaste of robing rooms.
No, it's not that at all. I do not like to go into court and wear a shirt under my robe and sweat into that shirt, and then go home wearing the same shirt. So I've always changed my shirt after a court appearance.
That is a partly correct answer, but because he did develop a dislike of robing rooms, which then necessitated artful maneuvers in changing from one long sleeve shirt into another. So off we go down to Bloemfontein, and after the contest between him and Eric Leach as to who's more hard of hearing, I can't show you, sorry, what did you say? We then go, and I say, Guy, come here, there's a robing room, it's nice, it's the SCA, there's no other people. No, I'm not going there. So off we go to, I think it's still called President Brown Street. And Guy, the doyen, the elder eminence of the Johannesburg Society of Advocates, proceeds to strip on one of Bloemfontein's more busy avenues. He said, no, I'm changing my shirt. Well, there we did. So, robing room 0, public changing space 1.
Yeah, Mike?
And did you only change your shirt?
Well, listen, we've known him to climb up poles at bat mitzvahs and bar mitzvahs only wearing his underpants. But those were from the very young days, when he was very young.
Was it apocryphal or is it true that you appeared before Guy when he was acting, and the other side said, and the Lord, the respondent used the F word in front of his children. Wrong judge.
The other time I appeared in front of him, it was just me, it was an unopposed motion, and he started throwing Ferrero Rocher chocolates at me. So you need these on this matter.